I'm just glad that your mum was around so much in the early days. I think that's
too.
really important.
Me too.
Did she worry about what you were getting yourself into?
Well, I think because she was always around, she kind of knew what was up. But she
Yeah.
was definitely scared of like me being in a situation that didn't feel good. Or, you know, even being young, like I've been in so many rooms as like a teenager, 16, 17, 18-year-old. And it's like me and 10 other guys. And they're like, my dick is so big, like literally and figuratively. Like it's just been it's just been like situations where I'm like, I don't feel comfortable in this room. Like, why am I here? And in no other situation outside of like music industry or the showbiz would a teenage girl sit in a room with 10 other grown men. Like, there's no scenario where that's not like inappropriate in a way. And they would like, you know, there's a lot of alcohol, there's a lot of drugs around. There's just like, they would bring in girls from like dancers, and it was just like, oh.
Wow. And there's your mum like, hi.
It was just,
Thank
you know,
God your mum was there.
honestly, I've definitely like left spaces where I'm like, I don't see why I should be here right now. And even if she's not there, someone is there from my team. But I can only imagine like what would, and I'm not a person who says no to a lot of things either. And especially not teenage me. Like
Yeah.
I will be down for anything because I want to be like a fun, cool girl too.
Yep.
So I could only imagine, like, if she weren't there or if the people that I trust were not there, like, what would I have done, you know?
Wow. Do you know what? I think that's incredible for you to have that hindsight as well.
It's definitely a hindsight thing.
Yeah.
But even if in that situation, it's just like, this is weird.
But I think it's actually stood you in such good stead because now, what you now 26?
Yeah.
You're still young, and
Yeah.
you are going down an incredibly sensible route in terms of
Yeah.
your choices and how you want to do business. And I was
I
an
would say
absolute
so.
knob at 26. Like absolutely, I was working.
still
But I was
am.
just like.
When I'm not sitting in a nice dress with a mic.
No, but I think I think your mum being there has had a hugely brilliant impact on.
And even like I remember I was like, Mom, like you don't even have to be here anymore. Like get away from me. But now I'm like, thank God, you know.
Thank God. Oh my God, your mum's brilliant.
Yeah.
She's so brilliant.
Yeah.
And how have you found it moving into this global fame and global success? Because I know in Sweden things work slightly differently. There
Yeah.
isn't that kind of celebrity culture. The
No.
philosophy is sort of based more on equality and that everyone's the same. I've got friends that live in Sweden. I've never been. I'm going this year.
Oh, nice.
I'm going in November for the
Nice.
first time and I can't wait.
November.
Yeah, it's ages away. Yeah.
It's also the worst time to go.
I'm going to like a very snowy northern bit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay,
to
okay.
go hiking.
Okay, love that.
That's a kind of thing I like
Love
to do is
that.
hike. So that's going to be gorgeous. But I know that it's a different flavour of how
Yeah.
you view celebrity. And it's not like, I suppose, especially in the States, that sort of worship of celebrities and there being such furore around it. And even in the UK, celebrity sort of
Or
culture is
paparazzi
there and the
culture.
paps. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how
We
have
don't have
you
that.
how have you dealt with that?
We don't have that at all, actually. And it's something that I'm very thankful for. I would say even like going out, it's weird because it depends on where I am in the world, but I could see quite instantly like, you know who I am. And it doesn't even have to be like a super fan. It's just you see someone and you can see like, you have met me on TV or in your feed or wherever, but I haven't met you. So that meeting sometimes could be a little strange because it's just like, am I getting you as a person or am I getting like a performance of you who you think that I want you to be, you know?
So is that hard, do you think, to find people that are relaxed around you?
I don't know, because I think that everyone's so nice. I think everyone's great. And then my friends would be like, well, they were nice to me. You know, and I'm like, but they were so nice.
Yeah. People are pretty fickle about these things.
Yeah. And I mean, I I remember actually when I first got signed and I said, but what if, you know, it was a concern of mine that I had, like, what if I have a really hard time like meeting friends, or just, you know, like if I'm in LA a lot, how will I meet people? Because you won't be going to school, you won't do any like activities where you meet people. How will I meet these people? And the guy at the label, he was like, no, don't worry about it. Because when you're famous, everybody want to be your friend.
Great.
And he was
Brilliant. Loads of
and
fake
he
friends.
was super serious about it. He was like, no. There's no worries in that. When you're famous, everybody want to be your friend. And it's just like, well, they might be, but are they actually my friends?
Yeah, I want to kind of meet someone with some connection, like a genuine friendship here.
Yeah,
How
but
bizarre.
I think I do like people, and I think you do realize in time like who are your real friends and not. But in the sense of going outside, like living my life, it's been super normal. And maybe that is a Swedish thing, because sometimes I've definitely been in situations in America where someone is like, oh my gosh, can I please take a picture with you? And I said, yeah, of course. And then someone else wants to take a picture, and then someone else also wants to take a picture, because once they see one person walking up, it's like and then all of a sudden this little line has been created. And I'm like, do you know who I am? And they're like, no, but we
can I have a
saw
picture?
people like take pictures with you.
It's
You know what I mean?
mental.
Yeah, it's definitely special. But jantelagen in Sweden, which is that like the law of no one is better than you, but also no one's worse than you. So it's just very socialistic, like everyone's the same, on good and bad terms. I think it's kind of nice, actually.
I think Sweden gets so many things right.
Yeah.
I look to Sweden and go, they're nailing it in all like how you do schooling and how you deal with even when kids are growing up and there's no like blue for boys, pink for girls. Like all my Swedish friends are like, that is not a thing. And it
Right.
just feels like Sweden get a lot right.
Yeah, I had a really good time growing up there, I would say. I'm very lucky to have my childhood and still my base. Even though, you know, I travel the world, I live out of my suitcase pretty much. A lot here in London, a lot in LA, but like Sweden's like, that's home, you know. And I feel very lucky to have grown up there and have a strong, like, yeah, just friends and family. But I think I've also realized that I've not been in that position or at that level where it's like I can't go anywhere. There's
Yeah.
paparazzis, there's people following me. So I can't speak for that life. But as I've pictured like being an artist, even from when I was like, for as far as I can remember, having that, I've always seen it as a part of it. It's like you're playing a role a little bit. So it's like a performance. You go on stage and you perform, and you go out and you have someone like following your fans or paparazzi, whatever it is, and that is also a performance. And you just have to be down to play that part for a big chunk of your life. And then when you're not that, and you are with your real friends, or you're at dinner, or you're whatever, that could be like the real you. But everything else, it's a performance. And
Yeah.
I've always felt like I'm fine with that. As long, you know, like I said, it's not been that extreme. And I do feel like with the rise of like social media and everybody have their own phones, that like mob, like following might not be the same right now.
Yeah.
But people might, you know, take their little sneaky pics
pic.
and that. But you're on a stage that's flat.
Yeah.
Basically, that's the ground. But it's still like, I don't know.